Hi and welcome to Back of the Net. Inadvertently did a Callum Wilson goal celebration there. Just want to say thanks so much to anyone that subscribed, but if you haven't, click that subscribe button at the bottom. I'd really appreciate it to help this channel grow. Certainly if you like the content, you can click it anyway, and do click the thumbs up too. Now, Aston Villa, we're travelling up there on Saturday. At the weekend, they went down 3-1 to Spurs. Started off quite well, actually. Mings with a worldie of a through ball. Not sure if it was intentional or not. But, yeah, we're playing them. Spurs came back into it, actually, and ended up winning 3-1. But Villa looked all right. And given it's their first home match of the season, haven't been in the Premier League for a few years, I reckon the atmosphere is going to be raucous. But what of the Cherries? Now, after what felt like a defeat on Saturday, actually a draw, I'm just kind of wondering what team formation we should be going with, really. Eddie Howe started with a 5-3-2, which many fans, were a bit dubious about, I suppose. Seemed a little bit over precautious against the team that's only just got promoted. I mean, as well drilled as Sheffield United were, I felt like playing five at the back was a little bit iffy. However, as the game sort of went on, there looked to be some spark from AFC Bournemouth, but every time it was nullified. Now, problem with the formation was there was so much space between our defence and attack, which wasn't particularly great, because you could see that they were dominating the ball in the middle of the park, which wasn't overly great. Now, I think Billing and Lerma did really well, actually, and I've got to say that, Philip Billing could be an absolute great signing for us, but elsewhere there just wasn't the kind of gelling and the cohesiveness that I thought there would be. So I think 5-3-2, would we do that against Villa? I don't know. I've got a feeling he would probably stick to it. Personally, rather see 4-4-2 myself. I think Ramsdale did very well in goal, so let's start from the back. Ramsdale, fair play. Didn't think he was actually going to start that match. I thought the experience of Artur Boric was what was going to sort of award him with the goalkeeper's jersey, but Aaron Ramsdale got it. And you know what? He had that early save. He had another save from Robinson's shot, which he managed to sort of palm wide. And it was a very strong performance, actually, from Ramsdale. Didn't really see the sort of distribution, how good he can be. We know, of course, that in the pre-season friendly against Lyon, it wasn't particularly great, and there were a few issues there. And of course, Artur Boric, he has his issues as well sometimes, but it turned out to be all right there. Now on the right, Adam Smith, didn't think he had a particularly good game, but nor did many of the players, to be honest. So I would be starting him. Now, left-sided Rico, if you listen to the podcast, you don't want it to sound like a vendetta, and I've got to say, as I said on previous videos, his left foot is a phenomenal left foot. I think it was the pre-season friendly last season against Marseille. Was it Marseille? I can't quite remember, but we had a free kick and he hit the crossbar. And at that point I thought, hello, we've got a pearler of a left foot here. We've been missing that ever since Jamie Vincent. But when he's actually playing the game, he doesn't seem to gel with the side as much as other players do, like Charlie Daniels. Charlie Daniels and Mark Pugh obviously had that sort of combination. Even Charlie and Ryan Fraser, when Ryan Fraser's playing on the left, he just hasn't got that attacking nous at the moment. He did amazingly well with regards to his tackling, but his passing seemed very wayward. And in tight situations, he always seems to make mistakes that always puts on the back foot. So I'm afraid he would be the one that would probably get dropped, unfortunately. Now, Jack Stacey on the right, as I said on the podcast, the fact that he wasn't included sort of seems to insinuate that Rico's more Premier League ready than Jack Stacey, but I'd like to see him starting on the right, Adam Smith move over to the left, and then Ake and Steve Cook in the middle. Chris Mepham, did all right on Saturday, but I think if him for me, he would miss out. He took his goal really well, and you could see what it meant to him, but I just feel as though defensively he looked a little bit shaky at times. Often played that kind of easy ball to Adam Smith, and then he ran back expecting the return pass. But other than that, I don't know. Not overly convinced. but he is one that will develop, and I'm proud to have him as a cherry. But you'd have to say that Steve Cook, there were a number of times where we were one-on-one and it looked like the striker was going through and he just got a little touch on to get it back to Ramsdale, etc. So Steve Cook and Nathan Ake would start at the back for me. So we've got the keeper and the defence covered. In midfield, as much as a bad game he had, Ryan Fraser would start for me on the left. He had a couple of good runs through the middle of the pitch, once where he put Adam Smith in and once Callum Wilson, and their decision making in the final third was not particularly great. But Ryan Fraser would start for me, and Harry Wilson as well. I would play him now. I do feel as though there's that natural link between midfield and strikers missing. David Brooks is that sort of leggy character that just strides past players, and I really felt as though we missed that on Saturday. And again, I'll start with Billing and Lerma in the middle. They did really well. They didn't really penetrate as much as I thought that they should do, but Billing's got a lot of character and some tough tackling, won the ball back, didn't quite have the understanding at times that I felt a Bournemouth player should, but he's only been here, 2-3 weeks, so him and Lerma could really form a good partnership. So I would start with those two in the middle, and then of course Callum Wilson and Josh King up front. I thought Josh King wasn't great. Callum Wilson didn't have much service, so as a sort of attacking threesome, I'm talking Fraser, King and Wilson, it wasn't particularly great. But I think having Harry Wilson in there as well, and of course it could be an H Wilson and a C Wilson on the pitch on Saturday, I really feel as though we would cope much better, because at times with these kind of wing backs that were, I don't know, it just felt as though they weren't very cohesive at times, and sometimes Rico was pushed up the pitch and Adam Smith wasn't, and it caused an imbalance at times, whereas with a 4-4-2 it's very rigid. And I feel against Villa, with the way I saw them play at Saturday, I think 4-4-2 would probably be the best way to cope with them rather than these sort of wing backs. I don't think three at the back will be ideal, but who knows. I'd love to hear what you think about the starting lineup, who you feel should be in goal, whether Ramsdale did enough to keep his place. Personally, I think he did. He certainly wasn't at fault, was he, for the Sheffield United goal? And I'd love to hear what you think in terms of the personnel as well. 4-4-2, 5-3-2, Christmas tree formation. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will see what happens. Now, stay tuned to this YouTube channel, right? Because we've got a personalised T-shirt to give away. When we say personalised, it's got a Fletch celebration on it. It's in association with Copper 90, and it's a really cool T-shirt, and we're going to be giving it away. So do make sure you subscribe, because to actually win it, you need to subscribe and retweet the tweet as well. But I'll give you more details in a future video. It's a cracking T-shirt. It's white. It's got an emblem there. It will be in your size. So hopefully you enjoy that. But anyway, if you're going to the game on Saturday, safe travels. Not sure what pub we're going to, but no doubt all will be revealed. We'll put it on our Twitter, and fingers crossed we emerge from Villa Park with 3 points, please, especially with the game that's coming after it on the 25th of August. We don't really want to be starting our campaign with just 3 games, 1 point. So anyway, up the cherries, and I'll see you in the next video.